Hello, here we are. I'm Jaro, and here's episode 3 of my Disco Elysium playthrough unedited, and I am still struck by, I don't know, the vividness of, okay, I think I've gotten past a couple of things that I know to be spoilers, by now. And why is the rest of the game completely unspoiled? I mean, maybe, I hope so, I don't know what's in my head. As I look at yellow roses in a shop window, and I have no money. But I don't know, I'm still struck by the wealth inequality from the last episode.
Feel free to look around or something. Everything is out on the shelves.
Hey, okay, for a second I thought that they were having her wear a jester's hat for a uniform.
What's that magazine she's reading?
Before we go, what is this for? I mean, you are an amnesiac. Also, I take it that Kim isn't supposed to stand with his entire body in between you and the shopkeeper. Is he just protecting people from this amnesiac? We can ask what magazine, or let's proceed. Amnesiac. We're going to push through everything. We're not going to even think of being, I don't know, embarrassed or having any reservations. We're just going to go straight headfirst into failure for the maximum amount of information, which seems contrary to fixing your life, Harry.
I don't know. Frit?
Yeah, that's a fair question. You're not expected to know. Okay, now I'm really curious to go into normal stores and ask questions as if I'm Harry, because I am curious what a real person would say. It would probably bother them though.
A 7 to 11 grocery store?
Interesting.
I think they think that the extra tea makes it funkier. It doesn't.
I mean, why not? Why not? Why not be funky? What magazine are you reading?
You mean this?
Who cover posting a colorful photo of two girls kissing. You need to discover bisexuality, Harry.
This is Pop Stars. It's got, famous people in it. It's not for sale.
Oh.
Looks like it also has something called Police de la Mode, featured on page 34. This speaks to you.
Fashion police? Oh, wait. Okay, you want to complain about famous people, or you want to approve of this? Very futuristic. That does seem to be a part of my mission for you. Forget about all of that. What is this fashion police feature? Or, I'm not even interested in that magazine. I don't know why I asked about it. Let's approve.
She pops her raspberry-flavored bubblegum and nods.
Yeah, this is a weird interaction to have. And also, the distance between you and the shopkeeper, you did just reach full across Harry to do that, across Kim to do that. I'm so good with names.
The lieutenant frowns at you before turning to the clerk with an apologetic half-smile.
We're off track. I have questions for you.
Okay. I'm not really supposed to be chatting to anyone, but...
They don't really pay you enough to care now, do they? Do you have any ammonia for sale? Can you tell me anything about the dead body? Wow, straight to the point. Can you tell me anything about this reality we're in? Oh. Do I get to choose all of these? I mean, how much can you even purchase? Let's start with reality.
Reality? You mean, what reality? Economic reality, or...?
Well, I mean, which one would be more likely to gain an answer? I'm more curious about the physical reality, but I don't know that you have any answers about it.
I don't know. What about it?
What is the revolution? I want to
When
know.
ordinary people take over the government and demands democracy.
It's not really a pop quiz, but how about ours?
Yeah, it happened like 50 years ago or so. Sorry, I'm not very good at this. At history, I mean.
So it's just beyond the life of you, but also beyond the life of you and most of the people we're gonna meet. So where are we, and what time is it, and
We're in Frit
like on a larger scale though.
as mankind, or as a nation, or...
And I keep wondering this, but do I only get to pick one? Mankind, nation, where in the world? Let's ask pure existential.
in a good place.
Oh. Hey, are you the first person that I've met that has said so?
I mean, science is doing great, and this radio computer thing seems to be kind of big.
Little
I
bit
don't
of
know.
a hint. Sure. A little bit of a hint as to the current technological level.
I don't know. Look at the clock. It's right behind you on the wall.
I'm absolutely beleaguering the teenagers of this world.
The clock shows the time at 10:09. The hands seem to be still. It's apparent the clock doesn't work.
What's messed up is that I can see and do know the time. If I had come in here at 10:09, would that have done anything?
Our government?
So, you're... Okay, the coalition is your
Or
government.
do you mean something else? Sorry, I really need to finish this article.
I should start asserting things like that in a similar fashion. Well, I guess let's exit out of that. But we've gained experience. I love it. Huh. Oh. Okay, for some reason I didn't realize that it was actively changing, but it is. It is. And, okay, we want to ask either about ammonia or a dead body. Like, we already tried ammonia.
I don't really know anything. I mean, I know it's there, but I haven't seen it, so...
Huh. And do we know the man who died, or how long has it been there? Well, we've kind of established that one.
Not really.
Does that mean you knew him a little?
No. I didn't know him at all.
Of course, figure of speech. And how long has it been there? I mean, we know it's been a week, but how long have you been aware of it?
I don't know, really long.
Yeah, that's how I perceive time, too. And what do you think happened?
I don't know.
Yeah, fair.
No need to worry. It's just standard procedure for us to ask around. If you hear anything, let us know, okay?
Okay, the standard procedure comment just sort of adds on top of the other things that I've just asked. Like before, I was perhaps some kind of a crackpot who came in here. And now, it's standard procedure, and I have standard procedures, and I do something. I mean, thanks for keeping professionalism, Kim, but
Okay.
Thanks for your help.
Uh-huh.
And, I mean, I guess we could ask about ammonia.
She looks up from her magazine, eyes filled with tired ennui.
Oh, so if we don't choose that one first, then she's behind the magazine for the entire time.
Yes. What we have is there, in the medicine cabinet. Go
Oh,
take a
for
look
real?
yourself.
Oh. Okay. Medicine cabinets to look upon. I
The
clicked on
time
that.
machine stands in the corner. A sign says 1 bottle equals 10 cents.
Oh,
And what
that's
is it?
the tear machine.
Okay, but not for medicines.
It's a machine for tear. You know, you find tear outside, like bottles or whatever, and put it in the
Oh.
machine.
Opposite
And
of
it
way
gives
I'm
you
looking
money.
for.
You need a bag, I guess. We used to have some, but we gave them all out, so...
Okay. 10 cents at a time, and then eventually you can get a raincoat, and then is the raincoat essential for getting a dead body out of the tree? But on the other hand, I've now gotten the sense that I don't need to rush to get the dead body out of the tree. Now, Harry obviously already knew this, but I don't have to rush to get the dead body out of the tree, and it could take the entire first day, perhaps.
Feel free to use it if you find a bag, though. I'm sure there are some out there, somewhere.
Good to know. And I don't know that know that there's... Okay, that's the medicine?
A small cabinet on the wall is filled with various medicine bottles, nasal sprays, and blister packs. They all bear the Saint Baptiste Pharmaceutics logo.
Are you encountering monopolies in your world?
Just ask me if you need anything from Saint Baptiste. We don't stock prescription meds, but we do have Nosafed, Duramine, Magnesium, and Hypnogamma.
With several of those off-brand, and then a lot of things locked due to you being too broke. Well, in the spirit of making mistakes, I've looked up where the pawn shop is in this game, even though I had the information earlier, but I wanted to know where it is. Do I want to ask what the products do?
I don't know. Let's see. Nosafed is a nasal spray. Duramine is a really good painkiller. Magnesium is a dietary supplement. Hypnogamma is...
Anything?
I don't really know what Hypnogamma is. I guess it makes you feel less shit. It's recommended to use after lots of partying, studying, or exercising.
Just like a less good painkiller?
No, sorry. I'm not like a doctor or anything.
It would be really funny if you were.
Nosafed heals +1 health. Duramine heals +3 health. Magnesium heals +1 morale. Hypnogamma heals +3 morale.
Well, so it doesn't look very well stocked, but could we not die according to those?
Saint Baptiste, you know, the pharmaceuticals company. Saint Baptiste Pharmaceuticals, the one that sells meds out of Saint Baptiste. That one. There.
Look, we just woke up and we don't know anything. And I have a feeling that whatever's behind the counter is not good news.
A colorful display of cigarettes and alcohol bottles line the shop wall, inviting you closer.
So I think maybe that would be a reason that that maybe Kim would place his entire body between us and there.
There, in that dark green glass, all in vain. The great flowing river of warmth, wine, alcohol, beer, alcohol, love, alcohol.
You're written like the 1920s book by Aldous Huxley, Brave New World. This is not a good place for a recovering addict. I guess we could have some self-awareness.
Guess not.
Well, the only way to have some self-awareness was to say it out loud where you can also hear it. Okay.
Good thing you're an unrecovering alcoholic then.
Hey, shut up. Hey. Hey.
I'm obliged to inform you that both alcohol and cigarettes damage your health. But I guess you already know that.
Have you been hearing that every time you make a purchase? Dear. Do you sell any under the counter? I want to be curious, but also I'm terrified for you, man. Terrified for you, man.
Frit only sells legal drugs, like the law says.
Of course, you're a cop. Get out of there. Get out of there. We're looking for things. Cash, dare I say money. But from the look of it, it's okay. It's kind of funny that I started this out by marveling at the descriptions of full wealth and equality. I specifically like the description of cruise ship being like going through the bay nearby them, and the last time I played this, because I don't know, like, I got to go on one once, but yeah, I don't know that there's any more striking. Do I want to click on this guy again? I've already clicked on this guy. I don't know that there's any more striking display of wealth inequality than a cruise ship, for real, because they, all the places that they go past, if they visit a place, it's because they can't afford to exploit it. And oh, looking at the logo, I guess maybe that was a jester's hat or a fleur-de-lis. Sure, I'll click on you again. I don't know that there's...
Welcome to it.
So is it a little funny if we if we pass by you again?
Do continue, sir.
You don't need any help from me. You got this.
Come on, man. The hooler. It's just a greeting. A Lorry Driver thing.
Is it now? You...
I know exactly what you meant. You think my kind doesn't belong here, that I should watch myself and behave.
Do you deny it after unloading on your ass a little bit earlier?
But you see, I'm an officer of the RCM. It's actually my job to make sure you behave. I would advise you to remember that.
Get his ass, get his ass, get his ass.
Silence. The air between them becomes tense.
There was the option to
Your
go fast.
partner needs backup. Now's your moment to shine.
We can go with shoulder punch, or we all learn something here. Okay, this second one, I don't know, I could see it working either in a condescending kind of way, or we could have a couple of questions. Shoulder punch.
You two make a cute couple. You know that.
Well, is there any... Is there any...
The lieutenant exhales and resumes his regular calmness.
Oh no. That's... Okay. Last thing that I want to do, okay, I'm terribly curious if there was a way through the first interaction without making him uncomfortable.
Whatever you say, officers.
And I could ask, what was that argument all about? What are you hauling? I guess the first one?
It's about biological determinism, natural law, the sorting of the races.
How... I try not to stick to my nature as the shallowest person in the universe, but how are you gonna believe in biological determinism and believe that you're superior when you got a face like that? Here's...
Not the most popular topic nowadays, with the coalition in charge and all. You might want to change the topic. That is, bury your head under the sand like common sheep.
Did I think that there was anything here? Did I think that there was anything here?
Change the topic. The way he says it makes it almost sound like a threat.
Okay, we can be like, I can't really remember what that means. Please explain. Or just blunt force. You're just a racist. I get the feeling that you would actually attempt to explain.
I'm not just racist. I've read books. The science of racial theory has all been proved, even if some people don't want to accept it.
You absolute specimen, you. Here's a little more.
People who've studied these things say that you and me are superior by design. So, naturally, we Occidentals should be in charge. Obviously, you can see the merits in that.
I. What options do we have? Okay, what else have you thought up? I can really tell you're a prime example of superior design. I, I feel like I've been saying this on this side of the screen.
Open your eyes. Haven't you noticed something different lately? An unfortunate downturn, maybe? Huh? When members of the superior race cease to believe in their innate superiority, they stop competing for resources.
Why did I click here? Because I'm explorative, and bold, and finding so many things. we can be like, what's the problem with no longer competing for resources? Or we could be like, okay, and is more specific better? It's not more specific in a way that I would go for.
The problem? The damn kips are showing a real good game lately. Same with the mosquitoes. And the other introduced species too. They're on the precipice of cultural victory.
Look, I mean, what skill issue though? We could ask what cultural victory is, or say nothing, or I've gotten into this, and I want to know the way
That's
we
what
keep
the
going.
kips of Boogie Street are going for, right under our noses. And the others too, on the radio. Heard any chansons lately? Heard any mojitos or leader? No. Dominating culture is how they plan to win. They say so themselves.
The problem with speaking as a collective group that you don't realize that you don't represent is that you could start to make an effort to try to represent it at any time. Okay, I say that that's the problem. There's several problems, but one problem is that to make yourself feel less powerless out here, you're saying that it's not your fault that you're talentless, that you can't sing, that you're not leading the culture. Is it better to say nothing, or better to
It's true. Also, you need to realize the dangers of mixing races. Who knows what might happen if people don't stay in their birthplace? You might end up with a new sub-race, with unknown characteristics, leading to extra competition. That's why you've got to control the offspring.
I don't even want to dwell on this for too long, but I've literally been dealing with that since I was 12 and saw what, like, literal white supremacist propaganda that called, I don't know, my parents' marriage pollution. They're talking in huge sweeping statements as if they control who everybody falls in love with and fancies and all of that. What you don't realize is that you have to personally kick everyone who is fucking in a way that you don't approve of. You have to kick them in the balls. You have to personally, you as an individual have to take it into your hands, and by it I mean their balls, and you have to remove them because that's the only way to actually practice what you preach. You have to get up in there. There's no we. There's no we out here. Only individuals. You can choose to get down with the racism. Or, I'm not down with this, why don't you go fuck yourself? Or some kind of a centrist option. Well, you may be an amnesiac.
Don't push your luck, runt.
I'm making all sort of strangled noises out here today. Okay, was that worth clicking on? I have no idea. I have no idea. I have absolutely no
Yes.
idea. And we could be asking about the case again, or we could be putting skill points into Inland Empire to convince him that there's a sexy dark mystery in the case. Okay, since I'm near all of this, do I want to see what's up, or what's that? Sure. There's been money on the ground, and somebody flexing the hell out of it, or somebody up on a roof. Anything? Would we be telling them to get off of the roof? I don't know. And wait, your name is Call Me Tomorrow?
What did he just call you? Oh no, not this again. You just got away from that fucking kid.
The way that this game is having me wonder about every single different dialogue option that we could ever have. And we could ask, what is a scab? I mean, I would think I would think that it's in the union sense.
No, I said scab.
Oh, so at least you're showing a willingness not to say the first one.
A kind of a worm, content with mere survival. They come, they want to do our job for shittier pay, screwing over both themselves and us. Everybody loses.
But where do they all come from?
Beats me. Somewhere in the ground, I think.
That's one answer.
Gotta be bloody stupid or freaking evil to scab. Or I guess scared, maybe. But scared of what? Of who?
I mean, I guess scared of starving to death, but I don't know. Have I encountered a scab before? I mean, probably at Walmart.
Personally, I'd rather beg than scab. If the gentleman shouting on the street came begging, maybe they'd have gotten something.
Oh. We could ask, have you tried talking to them?
We've explained the matters, but they don't listen. This lot would be reasonable and go home if the big guy wasn't riling them up all the time.
I mean, maybe your argument would convince them if you shared food or something, but I don't know, how do you get them to join your union when they came here to scab? They could say, I'm a scab, poor and downtrodden, right to work, or I'm not a scab, I'm a cop. You're stronger than me. If I had only these in my head to say, I would start biting off fingers.
I was just messing with you. No one's ever seen a cop scab.
I'm intensely curious now. I mean, I guess the cops where I am are known for having the most dangerously airtight union.
Imagine, you cops going on a strike, but then another cop comes in and says, let us cop for less money. Speaking of, what brings the RCM here? To the wild north? Come to see the strife?
Well, I mean, just trying to move the body, but let's start at the top.
Murder, huh? That sounds like a lot of hard work. You'd never see me investigating a murder.
You're really selling me on joining your job, which it seems it would be a bad time to do such a thing. It's actually very fun and easy. Or you're right, it's almost impossible. I'm 91% sure I'll never get it solved. How's those odds? Or I have no idea what I'm doing. Or maybe you want to help me solve this by telling me who did it. Let's leak the desperation.
That's okay. I have no idea what I'm doing either. I don't even know what day it is. Don't tell me. It's a better day that way.
How optimistic. Or, I need to know what's behind these gates. I'm exploring. Or I'm a bit short on money right now. Can you give me some of it? It's what a wonderful mechanic. What a wonderful mechanic of a game that I can go around asking for money from people who are very well written and person-like. Here's but no, we've leaked the desperation. Let's profess to exploring.
My friend, I respect the right to roam. The open range awaits.
Delightful. Does this mean you can let me through the gate?
I don't operate in that capacity. I'm not a granter of passage. The passage grants itself.
I'm sneaking into a gate that I haven't interacted with yet. That's simple. I can just walk in.
I walk right past Measurehead and go in.
Was that the buff thing?
Yeah, the 2.5 meter tall Semini supremacist there. Walk right past him.
And we have old bones, so we can't survive fall damage, but we don't have damaged health yet.
Then press the button to unlock the door.
Cool.
Then go past him again.
Oh, again.
And you enter the arbor through the office. Está.
Have I given you strong enough? Have I chosen strong enough speaking ability that you can diplomacy your way out of anything yet? I don't know. Here's for some reason it doesn't look like it's gonna be easy. We could ask questions. How about questions?
The man whispers a jaunty tune. A coastal breeze ruffles his hair.
We're asking for money. We're not getting the money. We're asking for money.
Sure thing, my friend. I can help you out.
Oh, no way. Okay, cool. But it relies on trying to catch it.
The coin lands into your hand as if it has always belonged there. The swallow returns.
You're coordinated. I had no idea. Oh my god, you're coordinated. Appreciate it.
Always glad to help out the RCM. Shame I can't do more. Things are meager at the moment due to,
I mean, no, it seems like that everywhere.
you know, the winter's fat is slowly running out and all. Still better than scabbing though.
And we're talking about the Union having problems getting by, or every little bit helps. Let's have world information.
Nothing to worry about really. The jam's a bit of a mess, cargo can't get in or out. The rationing is a bit stricter is all. Supplies should last the strike though.
Huh. Well, it's good to have a timetable for it.
I'm always glad to help out when possible. Not like these slithering scabs.
Huh. Okay. Pro-union, anti-cop. We will ask what the... Wait, did I... Pro-union, pro-cop? Yeah. Why do I have all my words mixed up?
You know, serious business. I'm sure the big boss will be glad to tell you. You'll have to ask him first.
Oh,
He's a chatty guy. Wants to talk about the strike. Return once you've met the union boss and are on a better footing with the organization.
oh, there's returning to be had. Well, nice talk, but genuinely, if you said that too soon, would it be genuine? No idea. Here's... going back down, I suppose. And asking what it all is. It's like we got directions, but like seeing it is better. What's to be investigated in the environment? Just like that. And what's to be investigated over here?
Bastards! We have a right to work!
Interesting. Oh, we can ask him all about what's over here. Sure, what's going on?
Hold up and stay frosty, everyone. Cops are here.
The broad-shouldered alpha male turns to you. He's a full head taller than everyone else here. How'd you do it? What's your secret?
You here to fuck with us? Beat the honest worker down.
Are you gonna ask nicely? We could say, why should I, or...
We're here to fight for a cause. Stripes usually have problems with people who have causes.
So the cops are on the side of the union in this case? I'm so unused to that. But I guess the union was established as enough of a presence. We can say, oh, then yes. Does someone a full head taller than ya? Or we're thinking no. Look, I don't know that we can afford health items because your money consists of a few cents.
Good. We're fighting for a cause here. Right to work! Right to work!
Okay, but funnily enough, it does seem that they have doubled the amount of people not working by detaining the scabs.
Besides, we're not that different. It helps if people see us talking, cops and strikebreakers together. Shows authorities are on our side. Builds confidence.
I want to... Okay, the funniest thing to do at this moment would be to leave. The most appropriate thing would be to leave, or... Okay, then show interest in the cause, not choose any sides, have questions regardless.
Maybe you should ask them the questions, like why we're not allowed to make a living here. Shame on you!
I mean, so far I think that one difference in realism in writing, differentiated from real life, is that sometimes in real life people, I don't know, answer the questions more. Maybe that's just my accommodating nature because I can only speak to myself as a sample size.
We have families to feed, you piece of shit.
So do we, Scott.
Okay. We can ask what a strike is, or want to get into the harbor too. I don't know. Getting into the harbor establishes solidarity, and we've already been told how to go into the harbor, so we can be like, what is a strike? Who are the strike breakers?
When a bunch of ungrateful, lazy cockroaches can't get their act together, decide to block honest work for other people.
It's their jobs, though, isn't it? Wait, what?
Beats me. They mumble nonsense about boardrooms and workers' rights, while we have the right to work!
This seems as closed as a gate. This seems
When the man
stuck as
moves
I am.
you perceive some serious abs underneath his tight-fitting shirt. This man is in shape.
Perceive those abs!
There's something odd in the way he carries himself. His set of clothing looks vaguely mismatched. The different pieces of the attire seem ill-fitting.
And what does that mean?
His shirt is far too small and an unpleasantly tight fit, while the overalls, held up by a belt, seem to fit a man with much more corpulence.
What was the... I'm playing this week to week. Was the corpse naked? Let's continue.
He ignores your question, choosing instead to turn to the emaciated workers, raising both fists in the air. The clothes are obviously not his.
Okay, that's insightful, but we can ask who the strikebreakers are. What's your goal? Well, here's the maximum amount of information.
Honest men and women with rights to work, to be useful, not toys for corporate interests.
Say that last part more convincingly, will ya?
We came here to help the harbor run smoothly in time of crisis. If union fucks don't want work, they ought to let in those who do want work.
I mean, the work doesn't have to go along with exploitation. Tell me about your shirt. Where'd you get your shirt?
I have a question. Why do all these men follow your leadership?
Loudest person, I would guess.
You think they follow because I'm big and loud?
You got me.
They follow the rules of the market, the rules of the economy, because they were given a job to do.
I mean, what? Unionizing should be a part of a healthy economy
You've been
too.
talking to him for quite a while now. Something is off with this guy. Ask him where he's from.
Okay, your instincts are sharp. Where are you
What's
from?
it to you?
Curiosity, figuring out the strike mask. We're part of the investigation. Or thinking that you looked real familiar for a second there. If I only get to choose one, then I would choose this one because maybe it's disarming, maybe it's personal.
No, don't think we've met before. I came to help out the people.
But how can I disarm someone with thick arms like these?
We're all workers, right? Workers stick together. Came from the eminent domain. Jamrock. Backgrounds in odd jobs. Heavy lifting. Cargo hauling. Bouncer work. I know the drill.
Huh. You could lie about not really drinking. Okay, well, I hope this doesn't affect your propensity for alcohol in this tooth and nail effort to make you better, but where?
Quartet. Territorial. Ring a bell?
And we could say yeah, or we could say not right now. Or we could say never heard of it. Are you lying? It's okay, that might set up guard, that might set up defense, but he was already on guard, and I can't predict what will do
We're
that.
done here. I have a strike to break.
Huh. I don't know. I don't know. I wonder what more information can be had from there. Oh. Is storing some booze around here? Or don't you care about your basic human right to not be horribly exploited? I guess the hunger is worse. Oh, foreign car. The aesthetic out here is is distinct, is significant, is, I don't know, like combining what the 70s with the 20s, but then the 70s already. I did not read that as Will Pines. The 70s already took inspiration from the 20s, but this is more like if the 20s could get inspiration from the 70s, because, I don't know, all the psychedelic patterns, what is it, Art Deco or whatever? No, okay, whatever. Oh, Art Nouveau. There's money here. We're taking it. Yeah, was that yours? Who are you? Hi, I'm sorry.
Small, wrinkled woman does not greet you. She nods along to something on her radio. A photograph is clutched in her hands, and there is a warm smile on her face.
You're in the snow. You're in the snow, and I bet the only thing warm is your smile.
It's the warmth of a winter night's fire.
Okay.
Maybe she could give you comfort and shelter. Some cigarettes and food money. Maybe she's your
grandma, or we could snap your fingers in front of her face, or ask some questions. So, whatever language you're speaking does not have an honorific system that translates to grandma the way the Korean does, so here's
nothing. Her smile just keeps widening. Her hair is gray like lead.
the art, the character portraits around here. Look at that. Look at that.
No, this one is a monster in disguise.
And we could try the tried and true strategy, snap fingers in front of face.
Wait.
Oh, if you're perceiving something better than I am, I appreciate it.
She's just a distracted old woman. Better to leave her alone.
I mean, we gotta know why. We gotta know everything that's going on.
Why? I just told you why.
But we do trust you.
Yes.
Nothing new going on here? Sure. Is this... I don't know, it doesn't look quite like a trailer park. But it does look like trailers are parked. Let's get our bearings. Walking in the snow. Yeah, if I were given, I would not have any such patience. Just any such patience to follow a point and click protagonist. Human ox logos around here. And what information is this? Anything?
An old monument stands in the middle of the traffic island, pointing toward the sea. It looks as if it's been reassembled piece by piece, secured and mounted in the air with the aid of numerous ropes and rods.
The construction becomes part of the art now, doesn't it? I feel like I saw somebody talk about this statue and say that that was Harry up there.
A silver plaque on the statue's pedestal reads, "I am Philip III, the Squanderer, the greatest of the Philippian kings of Revachol, son of Philip II, the opulent, father of Philip IV, the insane."
Huh. And if it's silver, then this was, I don't know, this is and remains intentional. Is it being put back here, put here on purpose? Is it saying that it's a good thing, that there's a legacy? Well, we can try. We can try low odds of encyclopedia.
What did he do? You have no idea what you did a week ago. How would you know what this guy did many centuries ago?
Something about all of the narrators speaking in the second person, like it's about yourself. It's about your own self, but it seems impersonal somehow.
High above you, the king stands triumphantly oblivious to your memory trouble.
Well, nothing to be done about that, I suppose. Can we walk over here? Is there a way through? It looks kind of solid. Well, we might have to go all the way back around. There's just ruins full of snow in places where people don't live. Well, I do have more or less an idea of where a pawn shop is. The things that stick with you in this game, like I guess that pain is like hardwired to stick with us. Pain is hardwired to stick with us, and so things that cause, I don't know, discomfort are often, unfortunately. Okay, the weather definitely did change as the day goes on, keeping you out in the snow. Steampunk looking contraptions. And I think I must have already clicked over there. So we're just walking past here, inspecting trees and whatnot. Oh, an ancient fountain that doesn't pump water anymore. I do keep finding containers to put a weird old plant in. Oh, I don't think I've seen or talked to this person. And there's tire tracks, but would that be relevant to the investigation? There's people having an argument. How about it? Well,
Life doesn't need to be a struggle.
Is it just me, or is your name almost a luxury brand?
I'll be with you in a moment, officer. Let me just finish my sandwich. Talk to Angry Hog René first.
Why not? You were having a thought. Did I miss it? Did I miss it? Renee, what's up?
Have you no shame? Whining about your back every time you bring out the measuring tape.
I mean, yeah. Life's too short to stay in agony the entire time from your bad back.
Honey, you're a man with a fork in a world of soup. Please, let's just try to enjoy the game, alright?
Oh, not arguing about work, but about a game or
I'm
anything?
trying to, but you keep breaking my concentration. You're old. I can see that. We're both old. Now stop grabbing your ass like it's a girl.
A great conversation, folks, but what's going on with your outfit? Were you uniformed for some reason, or did you just wake up, old man, and decide to work?
These manly men are playing balls. This is a ball game. Grab a ball and play it. Don't ask questions. Shoot first. Ask questions never.
It's way funnier if we just jump into it. I'm being controlled myself by two conflicting impulses, and that's the impulse to try to genuinely fix you, Harry Dubois, or let's say that it's ball time.
That's the spirit. Don't even waste your breath asking about the game. They wouldn't know anyway. They're way past their prime.
Cool. We walk through the world judgmental. How did that go? What did that do? Just a little zoom in.
This felt wrong. Wrong like touching your sister's breast. You threw your sister's breast.
Cool. Cool. Do you have a sister, by the way? What is that based off of?
Mon Dieu! Good job, officer. That was an excellent throw.
Look, we have absolutely no context on anything, so we have to trust you on that.
There are no two more harmful words an athlete can hear than good job. And this was downright embarrassing.
We live through it. The embarrassment. We don't even stand in traffic a little bit due to embarrassment. Why did it feel so wrong?
Your muscle memory knew what to do and went for it. But there were gaps.
I really wonder if I've experienced muscle memory that fails in a way like that. Probably with forgetting how to play piano.
Yeah, gaps you try to fill with thinking. We don't think in sports. We do.
An absolutely shredded, headless man is trying to tell us what to do, and I don't know if that's going to help.
It felt like you were going for a thrust or a lunge. There was definitely gonna be jumping. Maybe you scored a point, but this is a fiasco.
And we've already wondered why it felt so wrong. Or we could say that there's no need to mock me.
What are you talking about? You just executed a pretty much perfect pétanque throw.
With a pinch of fear.
There's fear in your physical movements?
How are you ever going to get the officer's shit off your nose, Gaston? Or even climb out of his ass?
A context clue appears from Renee. Perfect throw, well, I still feel defeated. Well, that's just how Johnny Ballgame is extraordinary. You know, that's what it's like to be full of confidence.
Right. Was the demonstration it? Or do you still need something from us, officer?
Yes, officer. What do we need from this gentleman?
Do you know anything about the man hanged up in the backyard of Whirling in Rags? Or you seem to be playing in a crater? Or you've already seen a statue of Philippe? Oh, cool. Nice that I've done things in that order then.
Unfortunately, I don't. Unlike most of the locals, I have no qualms about assisting law enforcement. But this affair has passed me by completely.
And what are you? Were you law enforcement? How about most of the locals?
In Martinez, The Union is the law. So can you really blame them?
So is that what the fellow on the balcony was speaking from earlier? Not a place of solidarity necessarily, but a place of superiority?
Cop is a pejorative term. I don't have a problem with policemen.
Damn.
On the contrary, I admire the effort to bring order to our streets.
But you don't know anything then.
If I knew, I would not be afraid to tell you. I simply don't. I'm an old man, not a coward. The daily business of the riffraff no longer concerns me.
This is a man with a lot of past, but little present, and almost no future.
Wow. So by choosing Inland Empire, like in the presets, I'm becoming incredibly judgmental of people. Well, let's talk about playing in a crater.
Yes. The terrain here provides an interesting variety to a familiar game.
And what made it?
I do. Fire from heavy artillery.
Okay, so that's okay. So the little bit of a shine and gold and blue that your uniform has, they're not incredible costumery. You did not wake up to be the most fashionable motherfucker on the block. That's yours.
Why what?
Why was heavy artillery used?
Because that's what happens when communists hijack your country, execute your supreme leadership, and turn your capital into a slaughterhouse. You use heavy ordnance to clean up your home.
Oh. You're... It's kind of funny that they summed him up as having no future then. You're what stopped the revolution, are you?
Commies, communists, socialists, anarchists, call them what you like. They just chose the name to feel special. Senseless sentimentality.
I feel like I'm used to so many uprisings in lifetimes failing and failing and failing, and so you're talking about the one or another. Did you use the artillery?
Sadly, no. It was the foreigners who brought them to their knees. We fought valiantly. Too valiantly. So valiantly we got licked.
Every single historical hint that I'm getting here is telling me that it's just like, what? It's like, what? All of South America and the CIA came in here? Come on.
Should have fought dirty, like they did with their suicide sex cult propaganda and mad anarchist women strapped to shrapnel bombs. We didn't so, and we lacked caliber. God bless him, but the suzerain's cannons simply weren't big enough.
And we can say that I'd bomb this place too, or why shell them here? Or they should have chosen a place away from people and buildings. I mean, what does the first one reveal?
Because this place is a damn beachhead. Had to soften the commies up first.
Tell me about a beachhead.
Yes, the military coordinated amphibious landing to take back Revachol.
Well,
He finds your lack of historic knowledge troubling, a sign of mental deterioration in the preceding generations.
I am giving everyone I meet an opportunity to look down on cops. This is something that you can start to do in your normal everyday interactions, viewer.
Unsteadiness was used as one of the 3 footholds in Revachol during Operation Deathblow in 08. The other 2 are off in Stella Maris and the Delta.
And we can talk about a death blow or nod thoughtfully. I feel like thoughtfully nodding has gained some results in the past.
This here is Blood Ground, where coalition boots first made landfall and cleaned those rabid dogs out. Most likely, we're playing pétanque on their mangled corpses.
It's a little bit, I don't know, funny to associate the thing that started this, Sisto's breast comment, with, I don't know, mangled bodies. You're in a place where you could throw some kind of body part.
Blood ground. You got old Rene going there. Like he isn't hungry enough already.
And we could ask about the coalition. Okay, and that was our current government, or...
Don't get me wrong, officer. I hate those foreign dogs, but the enemy of my enemy and all that. They're the lesser evil.
Are we being occupied right now? And we can ask why everything's bombed out, or that explains the war damage.
Damn right, son. They lit the fire of hell on the city before they stormed it. And it worked, too.
I live here.
He approves of this radical approach, knows it was necessary.
Why is it so common to encounter old people with so much bloodlust?
The rest of the city got cleaned up, but Martinez they keep as a monument. And now the Union Socialists are practically running the place.
Well, it's your own damn fault. You, we, the coalition, Revachol.
It's able, let alone the specific circumstances surrounding the... What do you think?
What do we think? Do we think anything? We can say that's how it should be. Soft socialists paving the way for the hard-working class to take over. Or foreign powers cleaned up our mess and now they rule us. It's... I mean, with putting together all of this... or this coalition seems quite capable, or commies just don't understand how money works. Okay, and the coalition was your foreign power that killed a bunch of people. All of these options are something, aren't they? I guess this is what I was putting together.
I'm sorry it had to be them. After 8 years of fighting those hyenas, boiling cats for food and drinking piss in the mountains.
Look, if you didn't want to live through it, the railing is looking kind of steep here.
I would have preferred if the Right Honorable King Guillaume returned through Revachol. Or even if that damn clan Frisell had risen from the grave and led us. Sadly, that was not the case.
A lack of leadership, huh? Lack of suitable leadership?
This royal failure weighs heavily on him.
Huh.
Instead, all that is just, holy, and beautiful in the world was wiped away, and now it's neon signs with toothpaste ads everywhere. Foreign influence peddling garbage and stupid music on the radio.
I mean... I'm really curious if the communist revolution that you fought so hard against would have like any greater amount of locally grown things for you to celebrate. You have more in common with them than you think.
This is just what the communist wanted.
They will forget.
Anything doesn't mean you have a place in anyone's life, but
It's no use talking to you. You were still in Daddy's balls when it happened. When we took our last stand against the filth and rode the cavalry straight into gunfire.
this normally happens with my art club streams, but this is way more balls themed than I thought. So we can talk about the statue. Talk about something that we might lose.
Ah, yes! King Philip III on his steed. A reminder of what Revachol once was.
And they are trying to reinstall it, but failing?
Oh, absolutely. At the mercy of a cocaine-snorting tyrant who emptied the treasury so he could sleep on a bed of gold.
You're that kind of old man. You're that kind of old man. You're both the kind of old man with such strongly held opinions that probably no one else bothers to talk to you except for each other. What a beautiful friendship.
Cocaine.
No, stop. Wait, hey, stop.
Sounds like our kind of king. And just imagine what kind of cocaine a king would have had.
Officer, I'm gonna have to ask you to stop imagining cocaine.
A superpower, feared and respected. A testament to what this country can be under the leadership of a true king. Someone who knows how to rule.
Truly the opinion of an old man. Well, how do you think a true king should rule? We can say, what was that about the cocaine? I'm resisting the urge to the things I find funny. I'm resisting it.
Decisively, without fear of offending the sensibilities of the frail and weak-minded among his subjects. This is something the insurgents never understood.
Well, you're making it sound that if the insurgents were more decisive, then you'd have no choice but to not complain, hey? A leader should take care of his people before himself. A powerful leader is not afraid to do what must be done. Well, I'm not sure how I feel about that. Wait, could we go through this entire game being completely indecisive?
A nation is only as strong as its leader. That's why it was such madness to try to...
It is really strange knowing this with partial hearsay knowledge of the collapse of the Soviet Union. It's like I have the partial knowledge, the secondhand knowledge, because my little brother has been fascinated with the collapse of the Soviet Union and how everyone was an idealist. They were going to have women's rights. They were going to do equality in the communism. They had ideals. And then there's just like a couple of leaders that really got in there and they were and did away with all those ideas or some such. Secondhand knowledge, like I said, this sounds mad. This sounds it's absolutely nothing going on in my head.
Don't get started on that again. What happened, happened.
And it's a rant you've heard many times before.
The Carabiner doesn't reply, but his entire being communicates unbreakable resolve.
Well, that's why you're still standing now, isn't it? And I'm not going to ask about the cocaine.
Right.
And... okay, a check with incredibly low odds. Composure is not on our side whatsoever. Wait a second, okay, I have the option to level things up. There was something that I could put into Inland Empire. And okay, I don't quite know how all of this is yet, but it's I feel like I don't have a I don't have any kind of idea what it all is yet. Just that Shivers was pretty cool last time. Does that mean I need more of it, or does that mean I have enough of it? Do I think hand-eye coordination could save your actual life? And then what's going on exactly right now? Composure? Are we trying to gain composure? I tend to think of that as being, I don't know, the opposite of vulnerability. Straighten your back and keep your poker face. Sure enough. Like a little bit? I feel like that would lead us to less failures. But then what's going on with pain threshold, endurance? I'm looking in here and I've barely looked in here whatsoever. Logic, do we need that for anything? Or are we pawning that off onto someone else? Wow, goddamn, your face. Wow. Like if Picasso had more detail to deduce the world. And okay. Half-light, what is that? Letting the body take control and threatening people. Or physical instrument. To be healthy. Well, it's expensive not to be healthy. Or don't let the world kill you. I am feeling so killable right now. So incredibly killable right now. Are you just as interesting if you have composure? That's sort of a toxic artist sort of mindset. The indecisiveness is killing me. But I do think... Perception? Anything? Sure, we're solving mysteries, so we want perception. Whoa. And... and that doesn't help with this skill check. But that doesn't mean we can't roll it nevertheless.
All you observe is a veteran refusing to let go of the past and his old uniform. This is not uncommon.
That was obvious enough, but it really makes me curious about what the other way around that is.
This is the uniform of the Royal Carabiniers in service of Frissel the First, Guillaume le Lion, and the valiant King Philip V before him.
I mean, the way you're wearing it, I thought it was drag. I thought it was some kind of a drag. I'm sorry.
Don't you mean Frissel the
That you
Fun?
can't slay that hard. Here's Frissel the Fun.
You do not speak his name, Craven, although he was a clown. But he was our clown, ours to ridicule and to mourn.
From the sound of it, it wasn't any better than what you're complaining about, but it was simple and gave you more of a sense of control over it.
There's something you missed. You will get to it. Don't worry.
Locked indeed. Okay, options to put things into composure, or options to put things into Inland Empire. But I guess for now we're leaving, right? How about
As
it?
you turn, a bright light catches your eye, making you squint.
Where's it coming from?
From a distant sunset, a stage light, flash photography, nowhere in particular. It's just what superstar law officers do. They squint at lights, and they solve shit.
When I read the description that composure keeps your poker face, I forgot that every single aspect of your personality can be a little bit hilarious. Yeah, we squint at lights, and we solve shit. Now that I hear superstar and law official in a sentence, they sound weird together. But what was Sherlock Holmes? Ignore that. Yeah, that's me. I've been establishing my superstardom hard lately. What ruin does it lead to? If I lean too hard into it, surely nothing.
Yeah, you have. You're a big dick cop. Dick Mullen. Salam Rocky Bayi. Badass on the edge disco cop.
Okay.
Time to recede into a ludicrous fantasy world.
With composure?
Here we go. Camera. Lights.
I started it, and now we're actioning it.
With a sudden flash, the world freezes around you, and you along with it. In an iconic monochrome solution, a black silhouette against a rasterized orange world. It's on.
So, despite the use of the composure element, we are not looking any more sane to the people around us. What's our other thoughts?
So, you've really let yourself go.
Okay, abs.
It's a disgrace. But Coke physical instrument is going to get you back in prime condition. Even if it takes 1,000,000 push-ups.
And that's... Okay, your narrators that refer to you in the second person refer to themselves in the third person. Hilarious. Coach physical instrument. Does that mean you'll call me a maggot and a Nancy boy to motivate me? Or, yes sir, forge me into organic steel, coach? I'm really afraid that you're going to injure yourself. Can we get into it, but only halfway?
Does a master swordsman insult his own blade?
Oh, we're your blade?
No. I'm going to turn you into an athletic benchmark, you big pussy.
The same narrator did all of these. So we're being forged into organic steel.
It's going to take blood, sweat, piss, and tears.
Not just
But when
piss,
I'm
but
done
tears.
with you, boy, you will be a master athlete.
Can we question the
When a man sets his mind and body
The
on
piss?
something,
Can we question
he
the-
gives his 110%.
he is sometimes going to piss himself? It just happens?
No shame in that.
Well, I mean, I know about the marathon runners' shits. That's a real thing. Sometimes you run a marathon and you shit. We can't jump straight into running marathons, though. There's no reason to start with piss. We can opt in or opt out. Is there any chance that you can be healthy for the world that is going to be mean to you? So mean?
Behold,
Huh?
world. Here walks a sportsman, hands choked and hair kept back with a bandana. The Homo athleticus.
I feel like I've just trusted you a little bit, and maybe I shouldn't have. What's new in the thought cabinet? We got our shit together. There's bonuses to endurance, and all endurance white checks unlocked, but I feel like I don't really have anything that helps those. Bizarre scientific news from Revachol West today. Okay, I think that I already read about the shit compressor. But what else is there to look upon? If I click this, what's happening? If I scroll a bit, what's happening? Oh, wait, are these all the options? Okay, do I want to start with superstardom? And, oh, -2 to logic. Wait, no, wait, I had 1 or 2 to logic to begin with. Can it reach the negatives? Can it reach the negatives? No one is saying you're an actual superstar and the groupies and cocaine riddled with hepatitis C, are we sure? Strikes a lion-esque pose with a mic kind of away. You're not Calamdimion or Davy Dewis. No, you're a metaphorical superstar. You bring that rock and roll authenticity and passion to a line of work where people don't expect or want to see it. Ooh, baby. Where some would say it doesn't belong. Law enforcement. -2 to logic. I'm spending things that I don't have. I'm debating on whether or not to click that. Temporary research bonus. Okay, and is that minus or okay? No, it is minus for real. It is minus for real. Lonesome Long Way Home, and then that one's still going. Factual Memory returns, and then okay, Coach Physical Instrument -2 to Encyclopedia. I just picked up 2 things that eat into the last intellect that you have. Okay. 40-minute workout time? So you were minding your own business, trying to get some detective work done, when suddenly a voice emerged from within you and told you you're a wuss, a namby-pamby, a sissy, and a limp jellyfish. This voice has 0 gender sensitivity and even less empathy for underwhelming athletic performance. Try to purposefully piss it off, see if it teaches you something. I am concerned about how much or how not much you might get into a kink scene with your own internal voice. Pretend you don't know the difference between a double and a single support phase in the discipline of hammer throw. It hates that. It's like there's been a complete separation between you and the way that you think, and we have options here, though. We're either trying they're trying to... Do I... Literally terrified of becoming that much stupider. It's a first playthrough though. And can we do two? Okay, no, it's just spending. It's just spending. This has been frightening. Can I look out here? What's going on out there? Was I already here? Oh no, we're walking all the way down. Did I already see a strange person whereabouts? Oh. Missing thoughts like crazy. Here?
The sight of bullet holes stirs something in you, making you forget the lieutenant's surname.
Do we want to be on a first name basis?
Where?
Oh, doesn't even faze him. Someone has been shot. We're cops. We should solve it.
There? Those are old.
Well, makes for looking like from the
Yes,
revolution.
the one that happened half a century ago. Those bullets were fired during the revolution and do not warrant an investigation by officers of civil law.
I mean, that sounds like it could be a cover-up. Like someone perhaps murdered somebody else in front of the bullet holes so that when more bullet holes were there, nobody would notice. How about that? Know anything about the revolution?
Not much. I don't have a fresh perspective on it. Shall we go?
I guess we shall go. I guess we shall go indeed. I did already talk to this individual, right? Oh, wait. Just a distant squall of seabirds? Was that the thought, or we can pick a bag up off the street? Is anything going on over here? I believed with full certainty that I was going to get your ass to the pawn shop and you would obtain money which you need to exchange for goods and services. And that's just a regular street sign, and then we've seen some very regular books, and then a little viewport. Completely inoperable. We're getting out. We're getting away. We're getting out and away, dare I say. So we have got a bag. I'm glad that there's pathfinding abilities out here. As I make you go this way, going this way for the first time, probably. Wow. And then would I? Okay, is that the third one that I missed? Please, hello. Oh, just thinking about sewer grates. What else am I seeing? What else am I doing? Where else am I being? There's a lot of stuff to investigate over here, and I'm wondering if I have my bearings whatsoever, if I know what any of this is. So, a water lock is out of order, and and what is all of this? Am I lost? Does he get a lunch break? Fingerless gloves. I don't know that it quite helps with the... that it helps exactly with carrying a dead body away. And that's a pawn shop. Let's look at everything that's going on. There's gloves. There's fingerless gloves. I mean, if I'm not picking up the body just now, then are fingerless gloves like here for the cool factor? I guess so, yeah. a -1 to suggestion about it. Alright, and then this one had a what? Also a -1 to suggestion. Zah. Huh. Well. Oh, right, that electrochemistry. No, you're just standing here trying on different gloves. Still a +1 to electrochemistry. But look, you're so full of work. You're so... It's great. It's great out here. I'm learning all of this. What I went in there for was trying to see how broke you are. How broke are you? How broke you are. I mean, probably significantly. I am filled with dread to actually pawn off the little old lady's little brooch thing. There's talk of machines, antique cash registers. I was just looking up some of those to try to draw one. Military wear with eccentric fashions. A person, or inspecting everything around here first, you know? And a film projector. Oh. Actually actively going. And... and that's not a person. And is it open whatsoever?
You see rows of toy soldiers guarding the rest of the trinkets displayed on the table. Some on horseback, others in rags, others yet in bright blue uniforms. All are stern and unyielding in their duty.
So, bright blue uniforms, I take it that they are little toy versions for kids to play with of that old man outside.
Try to find something pretty and cool here, then use it to win her back.
Inland Empire, I don't know about that. Win her back?
Yes. Buy something nice. A figurine.
You're going off of crow instincts. I don't know. We could try to dig up something truly cool. I don't know. What if you get attached to it? You're broke. You're broke.
Why? What's this? A headless man riding a horse. A headless man wearing futuristic tracksuit trousers that say found.
I mean, you can ask what it is.
Oh, that's the headless phone rider.
I mean, I guess.
The headless phone rider. It's an urban legend about a man who rides the streets of Revachol sporting a fawn tracksuit. As you see, he's missing his head.
I get the feeling you just made that up on the spot, but...
50 cents. Bargain price. I'll throw in the tiny cap too. I think he's looking for it, or something.
As
That
interesting.
part of the story has many interpretations.
As interesting as that would be.
It's not often that I see officers from the RCM in my pawn shop.
Well, you're seeing it today.
What can I do for you?
Unfortunately,
His courtesy is not
much to my
insincere,
dread.
but he prefers being alone with his projector, just watching the movement of light across the walls of the shop.
Oh, it's not even projecting any movies or anything. It's just projecting ambiance. We could be like, I feel like I'm interrupting you, or the police presence is insufficient, or have you had any trouble lately?
Oh no, not at all. I guess I haven't had many customers lately.
Who are your customers usually?
Thank you, keeping that investigator mind crystal clear, black and white
All
contrast.
kinds of people come through here. Locals, travelers, people looking for a deal, people looking for a keepsake, people who are terminally bored.
Well, I like my odds of buying back the trinket now.
As you can see, I have a wide selection of goods for everyone to choose from.
can say it's quite the collection indeed, or typical vacuous consumerist objects. I mean, I am traumatized against hoarders, so being anti-consumerist, meshes with that.
It keeps me entertained.
Sure thing.
Entertained? He might be high. If he is, on what?
Out of all the things that seem to me like a totally different beast lurking within your mind, electrochemistry seems to be, I don't know, the most of a beast. So is he high? And if yes, then what is he on? I mean, that could be investigative.
Feeling worn and enthralled by the movement of light, while the mind continues to race forward. Lucky bastard. He's probably on Perolidon. It's tough to come by on the street.
Dang.
A drug developed by the military to treat and prevent radiation sickness. It has psychedelic side effects, and it makes your eyes turn yellow.
We sounded so excited about that. So that's why his portrait was yellow. Is it just me, or is it really warm in here? We could go narc mode. I don't know that the street drugs would be, like, better for you or less expensive than the prescription ones.
I try to keep the shop at a comfortable temperature.
It's warm in here.
There's a note of indignation in his voice. Interesting.
Well, okay, you're on something, but are you trying to quit?
Those triangle patches on his vest, you have a feeling they mean something, like they're similar to the halogen rectangle on your jacket.
Well, let's ask about it.
I was with the Emergency Relief Brigade, you know, after the People's Pile disaster.
Everyone's enlisted in one thing or another to survive, aren't they?
Had to take Perolidon for radiation sickness. That's what you were hinting at just now, wasn't it?
And he's got it.
He's taken it for mental and emotional, not physical pain these days.
We could ask about the People's Pile.
A bad idea. Some poor leftist built a particle decay generator in hopes of bringing affordable electricity to underserved communities. It malfunctioned. Radioactive waste everywhere. Probably some of it in you too.
Dang. And we can ask more about the Emergency Relief Brigade. Or that it's been tough. Sure.
There's a reason why everyone's tried to forget any of it ever happened, and why no one has tried to repair or replace the pile.
That bad.
So much disappointment, and early deaths. Cancer mostly. And we knew all that was coming even as we were cleaning up as best we could. No one's
fault that it failed.
Everyone's.
I mean, it takes a lot of fail-safes, but is this a stupid time to say that? I mean, if you contained it, that would have been the cleanest energy.
So much bitterness.
Oh.
A bunch of poor people built themselves a primitive nuclear reactor, hoping for the best. What do you think is going to happen?
Well, tell me about the Emergency
We
Relief
were an
Brigade.
all-volunteer force, self-organized, tried to help the fire brigades contain the spill.
Tough son of a gun, this one. Respect.
Huh. So endurance possesses respect for
I
others.
lived by the river since I was a small boy. The Esperance didn't have the art to let it all go to shit without trying to do something to help out.
We're so weak to that, aren't we? As people, sticking by a lost cause just because you grew up by it.
There wasn't much the volunteer force could do, however. We wasted years in the river mud. Years getting sick.
Well, how'd you end up running a pawn shop?
The cleanup happened 15 years ago. I was young then. Later, my second aunt died. Left me this shack and all the assorted junk in it.
And maybe some of it has been there since then.
So I came to Martinez. People told me don't go there. It's a shithole. I said, people, we just had a nuclear pile meltdown. I'm gonna get as far away from Forburg as I can. Still in the same city, but...
I mean, I haven't seen someone yet who seems capable of escaping.
I like the theory more than the story. Outward movement, not vortices.
Yeah, you gotta get in on those vortices, my man.
You're always lurking. You're always lurking. Electrochemistry. What is this? You could ask for sharing after that heart-to-heart. Or there's something I'd be able to sell. It's not on the road of getting better. And we're right in front of Kim. I am so curious what the hell.
Have you tried it before?
Have we tried it
It's
before? I
almost
don't
like
know.
He's worried for you.
Oh God. Oh, that bad?
The lieutenant steps away, to admire some of the knickknacks on display. Looks like he doesn't want to get involved.
Protecting each other. All right, Kim, you're holding that thin blue line. Here's...
Go ahead then, he thinks. As long as you can walk straight, I don't care.
Woo! You have seen worse now, haven't you? You could... So you can either say that you've liked it, you haven't, or you have it every day.
If you say so.
Damn,
Here you
goddamn.
go, man.
Yes, darling. That's the coalition government ordained Parolidon. Straight into your gut.
So it's just at the pawn shop, just like any. But like you don't even pay for it. What?
I respect your decision, officer. What else can I help you with?
You could just stay in a loop of like having him offer you a pill that he knows is too strong for you. It's the thing that I'm dreading, that I think provides a way forward, that we're selling something, and then eventually chain reaction, Rube Goldberg machine, it gets a corpse out of a tree.
Have a look.
Like to sell my clothes. Can we? Okay, well, I'd like to ask. Some of these are like an outer coat. It'll make you less fashionable, but maybe?
I'm not purchasing any more clothing at the moment.
Oh, have I modeled it that poorly? Well, how about a commemorative pin?
Jean-Baptiste summer dinghy rates is 31. What a pleasant time that was.
You just saying that, or do you know what it was?
So, what do you want to know? Price? I can give you $3.20 for it.
Well, I mean, let's ask about holding on to it for a few days.
Sure, I can keep it behind the counter for a week, but only if you pawn it right now.
Can we say that's a ripoff?
A pin from 31 ought to be priced at $3.10, but I added another 10 cents just to be nice.
And then our last option, that's all I wanted to know about it.
Sure thing. So, do you want to sell anything?
And we can check our pockets.
Anything else you're thinking of selling?
Sheesh. Oh, it's really funny. And I've used it. I have used it. I do not want to try to sell Kim's handkerchief in front of him. Literally, though, I can't be convinced to go like one way or another on any of these, but just the information that I'm taking in, I'm swaying like a reed. I'm along for the ride. I have no complaints about actually taking many of these paths. Just a flinch. No complaints, but a big flinch. We're selling the pin. It would be really... I feel like there's a chance he stops you. And then I'm clumsy as well. Wait, I want to be doing things intentionally. Cool. I've sold your handkerchief in front of you. That was nuts. That was nuts.
Another time, perhaps.
Cool. And there's only the option to buy back the pin. And so Kim is just standing there, stoically watching me pawn his stuff. Okay, I in the real life have to get going. This is is it wrong to say that it's been spicy sitting down to play this today? I'm curious about the investigation, but I guess I'll write that down because I the player, I the person, I out here have other things to take care of. And what did we? Psst. What's up?
Hey, yes, you. Word on the street is you're ready to start building communism again.
Are we? Again? And how come there's word on the street?
Yes, you're ready to start building communism again. You've built it before. They've built it before. Hasn't really worked out yet. But neither has love. Should we just stop building love, too?
And just can't argue with that. Stop us from building love, or we should all stop building love. I mean, to some extent, I think that that it wouldn't hurt to take a break. Maybe, if possible, if at all.
So, what about all that communism you've promised to build? Word on the street is you've woken up from 1,000 years of slumber, promising to erect a version of communism many times greater than any attempted before. Is that true?
You need to read a book or something. You've been conscious in this form for like half a day.
You keep saying things like, down with the bourgeoisie, eat the rich, sodomize the landowners,
So
impale
they
all
say.
people who have more than 25 real in their pocket, literally murder all human beings regardless of their political beliefs. That kind of stuff.
Something tells me that we have not kept saying all of this. Wait, where did you get your communism from? Social media, you don't even have that. There's...
Oh yes, the mask of ambivalence.
I'm sorry to
Don't
try to
deny
mask
You're about
ambivalence.
to rip it off and reveal the monstrous seven-eyed lamb of global communism that would devour and masticate mankind. Everyone can see that. So tell me, do you have any questions before we fire up the big communism builder? Or do we get right down to it?
It seems like you don't. I think that from what you've just said, you might not even know.
Failure. It's about failure.
And why would you say that?
Yes, abject failure. Total, irreversible defeat on all fronts. Absolutely vanquished, beaten, curb-stomped and pissed on. Until you came along. You will reverse the fortune of the workers of the world.
I mean, you can try. You can try. I have more faith in the unions doing that than you who just woke up and you don't know where you live.
You alone, against every living thing.
You're really ingratiating me to the odds.
800 trillion real in the hands of an impossibly well-organized ruling class.
Cool.
Towering city blocks of bankmen who have the ears of prime ministers. Million-headed armies of nations and the love of your own mother.
Your mother loves capitalism? I mean...
You against the atom, the charm and the spin, where the whole world failed. Matter failed to bend to human will. Human will failed to get out of bed and tie its laces. You alone, single-handedly, will rebuild the dreams of the working class. You are the last communist.
This is like if The Last Jedi was interesting. Now
get to work, comrade.
Sure?
Oh yeah. Get the firing squads and the animal wagons ready.
What's that last part, though? Or did you just uncritically take all of the idealism of communism, uncritically wrapped that up in a little communism burrito with the violence? Is all willpower a type of violence? Is that what it is? We can question it.
Too late to back out now.
Hey.
You can't make an omelet without breaking a few million eggs.
My very specific ideas about said eggs. How do I finish that sentence? We roll our sleeves up and finish and breathe in the pristine air. Is it pristine air? We're choked up in a pawn shop. What does that mean? And I did not mean to pawn your handkerchief, but it's in the same vein as things. That was nuts that was able to happen. So there's this thought cavity going on. End of day debrief going on. And singing karaoke and what's over here? There's socioeconomics. We can't quite internalize this business yet because we're trying so hard to get a little bit healthy. Physical health and then social health. That's how things are going so far. Well, that's absolutely fascinating, and and my alarm went off 15 minutes ago, and I'm making myself so absorbed in this that I'm gonna be a little bit late for my driver's lessons, but it's hard to be late for that because someone's showing up to my house. All right. Thanks for watching. I am starting a communist revolution, and we're gonna continue that next time. I'm trying to get out of here by clicking the wrong buttons. We want my buttons on OBS, not the